Hi YouTube, we are back and today I want to talk about the cards, coins and the auction house in general in NHL 24. I'm getting a lot of questions from people. What do I do with my cards? Do I sell it now or do I keep it? Do I invest or what is happening with an auction house because the prices are all over the place. So in this video I want to go through some of the tips I would guys suggest you do about do you invest, do you save the coins, or do you go and snipe some cheap cards from the auction house? If you're watching this video, please make sure you like and subscribe, it really helps me a lot, and also follow me on Twitch, I'm live 5 days a week. Without losing any time, let's jump into the video and talk about what do you do with your coins, cards and auction house in general. So at the moment I have 289k coins. I did open quite a lot of packs, don't take me wrong, I had some good pulls, I pulled base McDavid, which helped me a lot to have my starting capital in the coins so I can start buying, selling and just trying to snipe some cheap cards. To be honest, the state of the auction house at the moment is not anywhere near as it should be. You cannot really go and flip any cards because the prices are all over the place. You can buy something now and then a few hours later the price is twice as cheap as you bought it a few hours ago, and maybe the price is actually higher. For example, I couldn't sell my McDavid for 150k, so I sold him for 145k a few hours ago, and now all the auction house have 170k minimum for McDavid. Again, you really cannot predict what is happening now, but what you can is selling your crap from the collections. The things people don't really pay attention. For example, captaincies. If you have any of the captaincies in your collections, you can basically sell it for 3,000 coins straight away. I was selling mine for 3,500. You probably don't have a lot, but if you pull one or two, don't quick sell it. It's an easy coins. Same about the old captain. You can sell it between 1,400 to 1,800 coins. Another thing, you probably don't need it and probably will never use in your team, but it's an easy way how to make some coins. Same about the head coaches. Usually the head coaches were actually going higher in the price. Now because it only have one synergy and people are really not actually very confident with what the synergies mean this year because they fully renamed them. I actually have a synergy video on YouTube, so if you're not quite sure how the synergies looks this year, make sure you go and watch that video, it's very helpful. Again, if you pull a head coach, go and sell it for around 1,000 coins. You will probably only use one head coach just to boost the synergy, but everyone else you can just sell. Another thing is international logos and jerseys. People in Europe, including myself, we are addicted. We always need that Latvian jersey or Latvian logo. Same about the Sweden, Japan, Switzerland. There's not a lot of players from these countries, so when there are some, they definitely want to make sure they're ripping their national jerseys. And what's not a better way how to go and snipe one from the auction house? There are some more expensive and some cheaper. For example, Team Latvia jerseys and logos are probably always one of the most expensive things you can sell and buy in the auction house, just because everyone is so passionate about the hockey in that country, including myself, then we will always go and buy whatever it costs, so the price is always quite high. In Sweden, like Swedish jerseys are not very expensive, but again, just look for the smaller countries. Same about the Great Britain. The smaller the European country, the most expensive the jersey will be on the auction house. There's a lot of other crap from your collections you should sell. Always make sure you're selling all the logos and jerseys. NHL jerseys don't sell for a lot this year because almost every single pack have an NHL jersey. But European leagues, their jerseys and logos are very expensive. Again, when I'm saying very expensive, I'm talking about between 1,500 to 3,000 coins. But considering the state of the auction house, you can in the background sell all the scrap and make a lot of coins. Just by selling the players, I probably made around 180k. Everything else was made from the objectives or selling the jerseys while I'm just playing the game. Another thing I would like to point out, Mixed Industries, for example, Latvian player who plays in European League, I sold him for 5k coins. There's a lot of silver players, none in the auction house. Always make sure you check those silver players. Again, the smaller the European country the player is from, the most expensive he will be. I know a lot of Latvians who want to have their national players in their team and just to have fun and play with the players they like. Mixed Industries is one of the good examples, and there are plenty like that. Kaspars Daugaviņš, for example, again, another Latvian, goes for a lot of coins in the auction house because demand is very high, but people usually are just quick selling those players or putting in the sets without actually thinking they can make some coins. So one of the most common questions I'm receiving from the community is, what do I do with my coins? Do I go and buy some players? Is there something I need to invest? I would suggest you highly you start buying the 85s and 86s. I don't think you will ever see them as cheap as they are now. First of all, I would just want to point out, you can literally buy Makar for 40k, 37 and a half. Like, I don't think we will ever see Kale Makar's base card so cheap. There's even some for 35. Considering he have an X factor, I don't understand what happened to his card. His card was going up and then suddenly went down. If you can snipe him for 35k, I would suggest you buy a few and just keep them in your collection. I'm 99% sure then the card will go up. As EA changed their system of how we are upgrading the players, now the power-up collectible will be the only currency we will use across X Factors, power-up collectibles and MSPs. I also believe that we will use power-up collectibles for the team of the year, team of the season and other huge events we know will happen this year. At the moment, the highest overall card you can trade in for power-up collectible is 82 overall. Probably that's one of the reasons why the auction house is in the state it's now. EA really dropped the ball where they didn't add the 83s, 84s, 85s for a power-up collectible. I believe that's what they will do later in the game. So while you can buy 85s and 86 cheap, make sure you go and do that now, because the prices will go up as soon as EA will add those sets, and believe me, they will. For example, Jenny Hirikoski, you can actually buy her card for 16k. I don't think we ever had 86 overall card for 16k so early in the game. I know a lot of people are just selling her because no one will use her in the team. She does have an X factor and actually is a very decent card to use. But because there's a lot of people who really don't like to use female cards, they just want to go and sell them. If you can go and buy these cards, it will give you a lot of collectibles in the future. Again, this is where I would invest. If you don't want to do the collectibles now, keep them in your collection, because as soon as the EA will drop the power-up collectible site where you have to trade in 85s or 86 later in the year, these cards, the price will skyrocket, and this is where you can go back and start selling them. If you want instant coins, this is probably not the best suggestion, because you will need to wait at least months until these cards will go up in the price. If you want to invest in the long run, then this is the best what you can do with your coins. The last question, what do I do with my cards? Do I go and sell them or do I keep them? If you want to sell anything below 82, feel free to go and sell it now. If you want to go and sell everything above 82, please don't, because the auction house is in the state, I never saw it before. You will not make any coins. Again, the players is the currency in this game, so as soon as EA drop a set where you have to trade in 83s, 84s, those prices will go up. So until there will be those sets, if you want instant coins, obviously go and sell it. If there is a player you want to go and buy, or you need the coins for any other reasons, that's fine. If you want to make sure you're getting the best value out of your cards, sit on them and wait until EA drops that set, and you can actually go and make some decent amount of coins. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. I just wanted to make sure that I let you know what I think about the auction house, coins and cards in general, because it's all over the place. People are just not sure what they need to do, and in my opinion, those would be the best tips I could share with you guys. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them down in the comment section below. I will get back to every single one of you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one and see you on the ice.